Over the course of her distinguished career, Rossier alumna Thelma Meléndez de Santa Anna has been hailed as an outstanding educator and role model. The superintendent of schools for the Santa Ana Unified School District, Thelma was named the National Hispanic Woman of the Year by the Mexican American Opportunity Foundation in 2011. That same year, Pepperdine University awarded her an honorary doctorate in recognition of her educational leadership on both the state and national levels. In her current position as superintendent, as well as her prior role as assistant secretary for elementary and secondary education in the U.S. Department of Education, Thelma has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to her profession and to her community. We have prepared this tribute in honor of Thelma's accomplishments.
Thelma is an example of the kind of excellent alum that we graduate from the Rossier School of Education.
In Thelma's family, her mom was a teacher, her grandmother was a teacher and became a principal in Mexico, and her aunts in that family all are educators. So it's in her DNA.
Thelma has a great respect for teachers. She was influenced as a kindergartner by her teacher who really nurtured her and gave her the foundation to go to great heights.
I am Mrs. Silverman. I was Thelma's kindergarten teacher. She was a very eager learner when you consider that she started out barely speaking any English, and now she is a superintendent of the largest school district in Orange County. She sets an example for any of the children.
The position of superintendent has enormous responsibility. They're touching an awful lot of people. We can all breathe a sigh of relief when we brought Thelma on board. She has exceeded all expectations that I had, especially knowing that she came from USC. Folks will look back on the period of time that Thelma took over leadership of the Santa Ana Unified School District as a watershed moment for the success of public education in Orange County and in Santa Ana in particular. And she will leave a lasting and powerful legacy for our district.
Thelma's work has had ripple effects from classrooms to schools to districts and to the nation. Thelma made a difference in the world of educational policy in Washington by bringing her authentic experiences to the policy level so that the president and the secretary of education could understand what was happening to real kids.
Thelma came from the field, and she had been a great teacher, a great principal, a great superintendent. She was widely respected across the country. She listens very closely to what the practitioners are saying, and she developed this huge level of trust.
Thelma was responsible for 56 million children, all the public school children in the country, from kindergarten to 12th grade. In a room where there's a dozen people with highfalutin degrees and big titles, she's the one that advocates for the child. And she reminds everybody that they should be thinking about the child in all their decisions about education.
She's an inspiration to so many. She keeps getting better, she keeps learning, she keeps working hard, and the difference she will make going into the future is remarkable. When she looks at children, she sees herself.
Thelma drew this picture, and then she dictated the story to me. The pretty flowers are growing. All the birds are coming back. The little girl is so happy.
How do you compete with a kindergarten teacher? We are proud to present the Alumni Merit Award to Thelma Meléndez de Santa Anna. Thelma, please come forward to accept your award.
Thank you very much, and a special thank you to Dean Gallagher for nominating me for this prestigious honor. Yes. I can't begin to tell you how proud I am to receive the Alumni Merit Award from USC. I'm especially honored to be included in such a distinguished group of honorees and to receive this award from an organization that I admire and respect, the USC Alumni Association. Whenever I have an opportunity to visit the campus, I always feel like I'm coming home. From the outstanding education I received to the many friendships I made there, USC has had such a positive influence in my life. As superintendent of the Santa Ana Unified School District, I take every opportunity I can to remind students, parents, how important they are to their children's education, how they can help them chart a path to success, one that allows them to accelerate their learning and achieve their life goals. I speak from firsthand experience. My parents, Benedicto and Maria Esther Meléndez, who left their home in Chihuahua, Mexico, to come to the United States, always encouraged me and my sister, who's also here, and brother, to work hard in school and to never give up on our dreams. They were determined to give us opportunities that were not available to them when they were young. They made plenty of sacrifices along the way to make that happen. They are here tonight, and I would like to tell them once more how much their love and support has meant to me and how much they continue to mean to me. Muchísimas gracias, mami, papi. USC has touched my life in so many ways. Perhaps most important of all, I met my husband, Otto, here. Without Otto, I honestly don't know how I would have made it through the long dissertation process. He was my proofreader, sounding board, confidant, and shoulder to lean on when I became tired and on more than one occasion, discouraged. He was always so patient and encouraging and provided excellent input and suggestions at each step along the way. And thanks to Otto, I ate very well while I was working on my dissertation, because every time I finished a chapter, Otto would take me to dinner to one of my favorite restaurants. It turned out to be a very effective way of motivating me to get my advanced degree. So Otto, thank you. Thank you again for everything. You're a huge reason I am here tonight. I have a familiar name to thank for Otto coming into my life, Professor Robert Reda. Introducing me to him is one of the many things I have to thank Dr. Reda for. I came to USC in 1990 for my Ph.D. in language, literacy, and learning. But I was so impressed by Dr. Reda's research and classroom instruction that I took a year off from my real job to study with him. I'm sure many of you know that Dr. Reda is a nationally known expert in the challenges facing English learners and at-risk children. His work struck a very personal chord with me. When I entered kindergarten, as Mr. Silverman said, I was a shy 5-year-old and a second language learner. Spanish was my primary language. Luckily, my teacher, Mrs. Silverman, recognized I was struggling and took it upon herself to mentor me. As a result of her dedication, time, and kindness, I steadily gained confidence and soon began to excel. Every year, many students enter Santa Ana Unified Schools facing similar challenges. As a school district, we are there to help them at every step of their educational journey. My personal experiences with Mrs. Silverman, with Professor Reda, played a big part in preparing me for this important undertaking, and I will always be grateful to them. And I will always be grateful for the lasting influences that USC and the Rossier School of Education have had in my life. As Assistant Secretary for Elementary and Secondary Education in Washington, D.C., I constantly heard people talking about the Rossier School of Education under the leadership of Dean Gallagher. They always held it up as a model for what other schools should strive to become. I am so proud to let people know that I was one of the school's graduates. Tonight, I am even prouder than ever to call myself a Trojan, an alum of USC. Thank you again for this very special honor.